Welcome to China Gateway 360, where we turn market context into practical execution steps. Today, we're unpacking the Alibaba Anthropic ban and what China's enterprise AI security crackdown actually means for foreign companies.
If you're a foreign multinational executive operating in China, the AI software landscape just shifted right under your feet. It's an urgent priority now. The days of treating AI tools as just a casual, quick operational upgrade, well, those are officially over. We're going to walk you through exactly how you need to adjust your playbook.
The catalyst for all this hit on July 3, 2026. Alibaba suddenly ordered its employees to stop using Anthropic's AI tools, specifically targeting the developer tool Claude Code. The trigger? Allegations that Anthropic embedded hidden tracking code to monitor users. Now, whether that claim is verified or not, it's the precedent that matters here. This is the very first time a major Chinese tech giant publicly blocked a US AI product on explicit security grounds.
And this event confirms a major paradigm shift. We're moving really fast from passive to active compliance. The old way of thinking was that regulations mostly targeted consumer-facing algorithms, like social media feeds or public chatbots. B2B companies just assumed they flew under the radar. But the new reality is that regulatory focus is aggressively pushing into internal enterprise operations. So, if your internal developer tools, B2B SaaS, or document processors handle proprietary data, you're squarely in the regulatory surface area now. Obscurity just isn't a defense anymore.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, there's a pretty complex web of connections forming this expanding regulatory target area. Think about standard local databases, your internal HR systems, and localized ERPs. They all feed into foreign code assistants, document processors, and customer analytics tools. The takeaway here is simple but absolutely critical. Any foreign AI service that processes Chinese business data, source code, or customer personally identifiable information, PII, is now firmly in the mandatory compliance scrutiny zone.
And the sheer velocity of these changes is something to pay attention to. Back in 2022, there was essentially just one instrument governing algorithm recommendations. By 2023, generative AI rules were added. But flash forward to July 2026 and the net has tightened significantly. We suddenly have three new major frameworks converging all at once: the Draft AI Law, the AI Agent Development Guidelines, and the highly actionable Deep Synthesis Rules.
Which brings us to a really key data point from this briefing, the number 5. China now governs AI through at least 5 separate regulatory instruments. That's up from just 2 in 2023. What this proves is that treating China's AI rules like a static, one-time checklist is just a failing strategy. The compliance landscape is dynamic, and your risk management has to be just as active.
To understand exactly where your operations might trigger an audit, you have to look at the twin compliance triggers on cross-border AI. They form a hard borderline. Trigger 1 is the PIPL, the Personal Information Protection Law. This strictly requires domestic storage and a security assessment before any personal data gets transferred to a foreign AI server. Trigger 2 involves the new Deep Synthesis Rules. If the output of a foreign AI processing node is visible to Chinese users, it now requires strict content watermarking, labeling, and provider registration.
All of this leads us to a very hard, very urgent reality: the July 15 enforcement deadline. On this date, those deep synthesis regulations become fully enforceable law. The labeling and registry requirements, they're no longer theoretical. We've actually already seen Alibaba and ByteDance preemptively shut down their customizable AI persona features just to comply with these rules. If your tools aren't prepped for July 15, you're facing immediate operational lockouts.
So, what's your next move? Here is the Foreign Enterprise AI Operational Playbook. Step 1. You need to audit your AI tool stack immediately. Log every single foreign AI service your China team uses and note exactly what data it accesses. Step 2. Review your data localization. Verify your PIPL compliance and make sure data sent to foreign servers passes cross-border frameworks. Step 3. Prepare for July 15 by verifying technical standards for content watermarking on any AI output visible to Chinese users. And finally, Step 4. Start building domestic fallbacks. Drilling down into that final step, teams really need to swap out at-risk foreign tools for compliant alternatives to keep operations running smoothly. If your software engineers are relying on at-risk tools like Anthropic's Claude Code or GitHub Copilot, you should be looking at pre-vetted Chinese alternatives. We're talking about Baidu Commate, Alibaba Tongyi Lingma, or Tencent Cloud AI Code Assistant. For enterprise document processing, compliant safe harbors include Baidu AI Cloud, iFlyTech, and SenseTime.
Making these swaps ensures you're aligned with both the July 15 registry mandates and the PIPL storage requirements. The final takeaway here is clear. The window for voluntary compliance is rapidly closing. As we saw with the immediate ban of Claude Code, foreign operators who treat AI integration purely as an IT efficiency play while ignoring the regulatory security context are going to face sudden disruptions. So execute that 4-step tool stack audit before the July 15 threshold hits. You have to ask yourself, are your current AI tools a business asset or a hidden liability just waiting to be triggered? Thanks for joining this explainer. Here at China Gateway 360, we turn context into practical execution steps. Stay compliant, and we'll see you next time.